What's up, guys? So I am a parent to a 4-year-old daughter, and so the inspiration has hit me to do a video about how to incorporate Hellenism into our children's lives as well. I've been doing this I've been doing it all her life, but she's been noticing in the last year or two. So around 3 or 4, they start to notice. They want to know what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. So I decided to do a video to help some parents out there who have maybe little ones as well that want to help incorporate Hellenism and the gods into their lives. And how do you do it? Well, this is how I do it, and these are 5 tips that I decided I want to do a video on and help give you guys some examples of how I do it, and maybe it might be an inspiration to you as well. So tip number 1 for me is to not make it mandatory. To make it so they don't feel like they have to do it at a certain date or a certain time, because nothing turned me off as a child than on Sundays, for example, having to get up, having to get dressed, and having to be someplace and having to do this or that all of my life. That was a big turn off for me, that it felt like it was mandatory more than an actual want to. So when it comes to children, how I put my faith and share it with them is that I make it not a mandatory thing. And whenever they come in, if they want to join me, then they can. So this goes into my second tip, that if they want to join, let them. Don't feel like you have to worship in a sacred room by yourself, especially when you have older kids. And I'm talking about 3 to 4 and onwards. If they want to participate in rituals, let them. Don't shut the door. Don't make it an exclusive thing to where it's you only and they cannot be a part of it. Because again, as they get older, they may start incorporating that or relating that to being a spirituality for someone else and not for themselves. So if they want to light that bay leaf with adult supervision, if they want to pour a libation, if they want to say a prayer, then you let them. You don't tell them no. You let them have fun and enjoy the ritual and prayers of the gods. Do not bar your kids from joining. My next tip is to make your daily prayers and rituals open. Again, not behind closed doors. Let them see you pray to Hestia in the mornings or whenever it's time for you to do your prayers. Don't make it a big deal. Make it like it's just like getting up and having that sip of coffee. That once we wake up, we go over to the altars and light our altar and do our prayers. Let them see that it's part of the natural life of day to day, and that's going to help them also to incorporate that it's just a lively thing that we do every day. And again, if it's not a daily thing, don't make it a daily thing. Just do it when you do it at your own time. Let them see you doing it as a want to, as a part of your life. And if they have questions, the obvious tip is to give answers. So kids are going to be curious. They want to know why you're doing certain things. They want to know who certain gods are, who certain people are. So be ready to have your stuff together to be able to answer the questions, because they'll come out of nowhere sometimes, and sometimes you don't think your children are paying attention, but they really are, to where they'll mention a god, or they'll mention a deity or a hero, or they'll mention something that you did in prayers and rituals. Outside of ritual, they'll mention it during a conversation while you're having playtime. They'll say Zeus did this or that. So they pay attention to what you say and do. So, like I said, if they have a question about who is Zeus, be ready to answer who Zeus is and who Zeus is to you and how Zeus plays a part in her life or his life, your child's life. Always be ready for answers and questions, because kids are curious and will always want answers to the questions they have. So be ready for that, because that's the fun part as well.